more than enough. I shouldn't. People in Africa don't. I have more than them. What do I? So thinking. A great Zen master said, if you depend on thinking, you have no safe harbor. If you depend on thinking, you have no safe harbor. If you use thinking, yeah? If you use thinking, no problem. If you have insight, who is thinking? What is thinking? What is this thinking thing? If you have insight into that, then any kind of thinking is no problem. But if you don't have insight into that, then this thinking can kill you and make problems for this world. I think we as Americans have, in the last 4 or 5 years, especially become aware of that. Even a good idea can bring harm to many, many, many beings. Okay? Very simple, very clear. Okay, so Zen Buddhism doesn't say don't think. Doesn't say thinking is bad. What is thinking? What is the thinking thing? Where does thinking come from? Looking at that. What am I? If you ask that, what am I? There's nothing there. If you really ask that question inside, what am I? If you ask that in your own mind, don't believe me. Please don't believe me. If you ask that in your mind, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. Some people call that God, or Buddha, or the Absolute. Everything else besides that is just a good idea. Okay, any other questions? Yes.
I saw you wrote several books, including one called Wanting Enlightenment is a Big Mistake.
Yeah. That's also a mistake.
So maybe you can elaborate why that would be such a big mistake, and also knowing yourself, wouldn't that be sort of a path to enlightenment? So would that be a mistake in a way?
Okay, why write this book? Actually, when I was first asked to do a book by my teacher, and when I did it, it was his teachings, in English. When I did it, when I finally arrived from the publisher, I brought it up to him. I brought up this book that I'd worked 4 years on for him, that he asked me to do. I put it together, worked very hard, 4 years, many retreats, working, put it together. When I finally gave it to him, he said, throw it away. He said, now throw this away. This is a big mistake. This is demon speech. His own book. He said, this is demon speech, because many people will read these words, become attached to these words, and lose insight into their true self. So, better this book is thrown away right now, okay? So, it's like a knife. A knife can hurt somebody. The knife itself does not hurt anybody. How you use it. So, this book is a big mistake. But, if this mistake, it's like medicine. Medicine is a big mistake, yeah? The existence of medicine is a mistake. Medicine only exists because we have sickness. So, in fact, it's a mistake. But if you take that medicine correctly, take away this mistake, then this mistake can help you. But medicine exists because of a mistaken situation, sickness. So this book, if you read this book and attach to the words, then the book is a big mistake. Dispute them, argue over them, hold them, believe in them more than your true experience right now. Debate them, prize them, value them. Then these words are a mistake. But if you use this to look, what am I? if you use these words, this world cannot be understood by thinking, then what am I? If you do that, then this book helps you. That's all. How you use it. You know, the old famous thing in the 1980s when people were killing each other over $200 high-top sneakers. They were saying, sneakers don't kill people. People were saying they should ban these expensive sneakers in schools in the 1980s and 1990s. Then someone came out really funny and said, I think it was Eddie Murphy or someone said, these sneakers never killed anybody. Same point. So any kind of teaching is a big mistake. That's why Jesus, when he was arrested and he's standing in front of when the Romans are beating him up and saying, "Yeah, are you the Son of God? Are you the Son of God?" And he went, even saying it, it's a mistake. So he didn't open his mouth. That answer that he gave is number one high-class answer. It's not avoiding the question. If you say, yes, I am the Son of God, that's a mistake. And if you say, no, I'm not the Son of God, that's also a mistake. So, this experience, if you open your mouth to describe it, it's a mistake. But if you just experience it, that's very interesting. So Zen teaching is pointing to that, not your idea of it. Just this moment. Any other questions? Yes.
As we learn, Zen Buddhism is a tool for introspection, for understanding something before thought. Why, it seems to be that the construction of temples and the golden Buddha, gilded Buddha, would only cloud the ability to...
Yes, mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all a mistake. Big mistake. Churches, big mistake. Priests, mistake. Monks, mistake. But human beings don't realize their true nature. Human beings don't look at their true nature. Human beings don't look at their true nature. And we make worse mistakes. We invade countries. We pollute our fields and rivers. We destroy our characters with words and speech and writings. So that's a worse mistake. We make suffering out of our own thinking and desire. If you look at this world, most suffering comes from people attaching to their thinking and desire, yeah? I was just in Tibet until yesterday. That's a perfect example of it. A people made to be the servile underclass in their own homeland because someone else wants that. Yeah? That situation didn't happen from the sky. Some group decided what you have is ours, not yours. Our whole world is like that. The Iraq situation, North Korean situation, wherever you look. Poverty. We have enough food and money in this world. We can feed everybody. Twice over, actually. But, no, this is mine. It's your Fox News mentality. Oops, sorry. It's your Fox News mentality. Well, we shouldn't pay taxes. They don't have food, that's their problem. By the way, we're good Christians. Interesting. So, human beings make suffering in this world because of mistaken thinking, yeah? We can all connect to that. Mistaken thinking. Belief in I. I. My I is better than your I. My I is more important than your I. My I, my children's eye, my friend's eye, has more dignity than your people's eye. So that's a big mistake. Yeah. So sickness requires medicine. But the existence of medicine is a mistake. Yeah? Medicine only exists because there's a sickness. If this medicine is taken correctly, it takes away the sickness. Medicine itself is not important. It shouldn't exist. It only exists because of this mistake. Every temple, every Buddha, every teaching, every church, every priest, every Bible, every rabbi, every synagogue, every religious tradition is just like that. Big mistake. Huge mistake. Actually, even the Buddha said that. The Buddha said, don't believe anything I said just because I said it. Don't believe what I said. The Buddha said before that, don't believe what I said. Don't believe it. Just because I said it. Test it. If your experience proves that what I said is the truth, then I taught you the truth. If your experience proves that what I said is false, then I taught you a lie. You find out. So, yeah, Buddha's teachings, temples, books, monks, synagogues, churches, Bibles, divinity schools. Big mistake. Big, big mistake. That's why John Lennon wrote in Imagine no religion. I wonder if you can. What high-class Zen speech that is. So yeah, big mistake. But that mistake is to take away our suffering mistake habit. Okay? That's all. So if you're not attached to this mistake, it can help. If you're attached to this mistake, as most religious people are, then this mistake causes more mistakes. Look at current American history. Perfect example. Okay? Any other questions? Yes, in the red.
So, obviously, you've mentioned many times that labels and things are unimportant. Why did you change your name then when you became a Buddhist? How does that fit into things?
Yeah. Big mistake. Yeah. Big mistake. It's just a name. It's like, this is coffee. Coffee. But when you come to Korea and you say, can I have a coffee? What? Coffee. I want a coffee. Or this is a clock. You say, could you give me the clock? Huh? Clock. I need the clock. Could you give me the clock? Huh? But if you say, shige, shige. Shige juseyo. Then they understand. It's just a word. It's just a sound. Coffee is not coffee in Korea. It's kopi. So names and forms,